Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a Muichiro Listener by me. So let's get into it. Muichiro may not be the best at figuring out subtle hints or reading the room, because he's not used to having to do that yet. And most of the time his head was in the clouds anyway. So really, it didn't matter to him. And he had no filter, but that was another thing. The thing that mattered most right now was that even though his skills were inadequate at reading the room and knowing what was going on, he could tell that something was different in the air. Maybe he just didn't wake up with the same cheery voice. Or maybe it was the fact that you spent 20 minutes in the bathroom compared to your usual 5 minutes. He doesn't count, but he estimates. And that must be close to being correct. He would know. So the fact that something might be up is not too far from the truth. And he knows that he has to know what's going on if he's going to be a help for you. So he investigates, takes it upon himself to go into your room, takes it upon himself to think of what you ate yesterday. Did you eat something upsetting? Did he do something upsetting? Then he goes to check the calendar, and it is no way close to you being on your monthly. So, really, what's going on here? He has no idea, and he's sick of trying to figure it out. Until you just come out of the bathroom, looking pale and anxious. Um, Muichiro? I'm really scared right now. You tell him. And he looks at you, worry in his eyes. Could you tell me what's going on? I had a feeling that something was wrong, but something is really wrong this time, isn't it? And he nods, and he wraps an arm around you, helping you sit down and looking at you, patient, and letting you get the words out on your own pace. And soon enough, you're getting those words out, holding his hand tightly. Perhaps there was that little part of you, despite how much you trusted him, how much you knew that he was good and would never leave you in a situation like this. You still knew of 100 others who would leave, and still knew of some people you'd heard about. When a situation like this arises, they just leave, and you would be all alone. And what if you are really pregnant? Then what happens? What becomes of you and your baby? Oh Lord, you're not ready for all of this. So you hold his hand tighter and tell him the truth. Tell him that you're scared. Tell him that last month your period did not come, but you didn't think much of it, and that right now you're vomiting. So he looks at you, his eyes firm. So you think you may be... Yes, what you're thinking. I'm thinking I may be pregnant. Perhaps saying the word out loud makes it more of a real situation and makes it all the more scarier. But the way he holds on to you tighter is a clear sign that all of those doubts in your mind are only that, just mere doubts. Nothing that will ever be real in your life. Because Muichiro would never leave you. He loves you. He loves what you are and what you have. The two of you are part of one whole. And he would be broken if he ever left you. And besides, if a situation like this arises, then it's both of your own responsibilities, not just yours. You think whoever would say that would be stupid. But regardless, he tells you to calm down and looks at you firmly, squeezing your hands gently as he holds them in his own. I'm going to leave, and I'm going to grab a test. And you'll wait here and try not to panic. Alright? You nod. And it takes him about 10 minutes to come back with a couple tests in his hand, just to make sure that it's accurate. And you take them, and you go into the bathroom. And he's waiting outside, like he's waiting for the most important news ever. News that would change his life for all he knows, because that's true. And when you come out and you look at him happily, he can see the relief in your eyes, and he wraps his arms around you tightly. Thank you, Michiro. And I'm so sorry for scaring you like that. I. They all came out negative, but I was terrified. I really was. I thought something was up, and I panicked. I didn't mean to scare you. I promise. He strokes your hair gently, making you look him in the eye. It's alright. What matters is that you're happy. Besides, anything that we do, we're in it together, Ryan. I don't want you thinking you have to be alone for something, or that you made me feel something that I shouldn't. We live together. We love each other. And whatever you worry about, I must worry about too. That's not bothersome to me. I enjoy living with you and taking part to everything that you do. And he pulls you even closer, his arms wrapping around you as he presses a soft kiss to your forehead. And if you happen to be, if you happened, not in the future, I don't know if you would want that, but I wouldn't have left. I promise you. Because I could see that you were worried, and I don't blame you for worrying. You feel yourself let out a sigh of relief, because now you knew that you had the best boyfriend that would ever be alive. The way that he always knew what was on your mind. The way he was always able to reassure you. You loved him for that. And you knew you could always be honest with him. That you could always trust him not to hurt you. And that's why you gave him your heart. Free of anything. Bare to him. A sign of trust and a sign of love. And Muichiro treasured it with all he had. Just as you had treasured his own. And for the rest of the day, the two of you just took it to rest and decided that that was enough exercise today, or at least mentally and emotionally. The two of you worried and panicked a lot, and you needed to have a chill day where you could rest and think about nothing in particular. Just enjoy the other's presence and enjoy having nothing to worry about for now. And as for the absurdity of your period not coming on time, he suggested taking you to a doctor, even though he insisted it would be fine next month or so. But he cares about you, and he would insist that you go, just to make sure that everything's alright. He worries about you a lot. And even if it's not for your sake, at least do it for him, so you won't have to be up all night worrying. You wouldn't want that, would you?